Hey guys, hope you're all doing well out there. Just thought we'd be time to do a nice little new kind of update video of some of the changes that are happening at the shop here. For all of you that don't know, my name's John. I'm one of the owners of Peach Guitars. I know we've got a lot of new subscribers and a lot of you may not have seen me behind the camera before. I've generally in the past done a few videos on, on some of my favourite kind of Strats and the more vintage kind of based sort of stuff, but I'm going to probably make a little bit more of an effort to stop being really boring and be sat behind the computer all the time doing stuff. But hey, running a business, you have to do all that kind of stuff as well. So so thanks for tuning in, everyone. I've got a few things that we want to talk about today. We've got a kind of a nice guitar project that we're going to show you. I mean, the guitar's sold out, but it's just a cool thing just to kind of bring to your attention. We want to talk about our rig changes, which we're going to go through shortly. But also, more importantly, I want to introduce Aaron to the channel.
Hello.
This is Aaron Randall. Aaron's just joined us just over a month ago now, or coming up to about a month. So, how you doing, Aaron?
Doing good, thanks, man.
You enjoying it so far?
Oh, that's the best, isn't it?
It's the best.
Can't complain, man. Play guitars all day.
And get paid.
And get paid.
And get paid. Any highlight guitars or amps or anything yet that you've had?
So many, man. The exotics, I'm a massive fan of the exotic Strats.
Yeah.
I love them, they sound great, but they're all...
You was liking that Gretsch earlier as well, wasn't you? That Chet Atkins Gretsch.
So good.
We'll have to bust that one out later.
Absolutely,
and get a video done of that one. You've been a customer of ours for probably getting on for 10 years. So you used to probably come into the little old shop then?
Yeah, the original.
The original old shop in Blake End. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier actually. So yeah, when it came down to getting someone to come in and do some more demos for us, Aaron was top of the list. A guy that I heard playing the shop before, which is kind of like how kind of Jack came to work for us before as well. I'd heard Aaron play before and I really liked his playing. You'll hear it, the more videos that come out, he's got a really good mix, a really good style of, shred, clean, country, blues and all that kind of stuff. It's just a good amalgamation of all different styles, but ultimately he's got a great style of his own, and I'm sure you'll all look forward to hearing more playing from him as well. So who are some of your influences, Aaron?
Peter Green was the first big one.
Yeah.
It's just the touch and feel he had was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Gary Moore, they were the first two that I really got into.
And then Kirk Hammett, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. You need a greenie. Right, move on. Come on, who else?
So Gary Moore, Peter Green for that kind of general blues sort of vibe. Jazz-wise, Joe Pass, Pasquale Grasso, there's loads of them. Country, Danny Gatton all the way.
Yeah.
There's loads, the list is massive, but I like all sorts of music, man.
I think, you was one of the first guys that I heard that was doing that sort of Eric Johnson, Bonamassa kind of stuff that I always get you to do in the videos anyway, because I love all of that stuff, and my fingers are too slow to do it. So, but no, I love hearing all that stuff. And was Bonamassa like kind of
in the sort of early so
like Blues Deluxe time?
Yeah,
all that kind
I
of
loved
stuff,
all that stuff, but I loved these picking as well. That was kind of where the picking thing started, I guess.
Yeah, he's so much better than like people kind of.
Don't get enough credit.
No, he just doesn't get enough credit, because when you he's a real master of the guitar, isn't he? He's got so many different styles that when you watch him do like the Danny Gatton stuff and all that, it's just really
he
really
does it
great,
really well. Well, he taught him as well, didn't he? Which is always a bonus.
Yeah. So how old was you when you first picked up the guitar?
I was 12, but I got my first guitar when I was 4.
Well, how old are you now?
28.
28.
Cheers, John.
Mate. Well, you got nothing on me, I'll tell you. So that's cool. So obviously, guitar's been a big part of your life.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people have already said, "Oh, what's Aaron's Instagram or Facebook page? I want to check out some of his stuff." And I spoke to you in the past about it, and it's all wasted time in between not playing guitar, isn't it?
Exactly.
So, exactly. So that's cool. So equipment-wise, what are you, and live-wise, what kind of stuff are you doing at the moment?
At the moment, to be honest, mostly it's kind of like depth gigs, like little session gigs here and there. I would like to start up. I mean, I've got a few other things in the pipeline.
You've done some other of your own bands. And
I've had my own bands and stuff, but it's mostly that kind of thing's more like covers.
Yeah. Didn't you have like a funk band as well or something?
Yeah,
like
I was
that?
in a bit. I think I can't remember how many members. It was quite. Yeah, it was quite a big funk like jazz band. That was quite cool as well. There's quite a few things I've sort of gone through, but I would love to be in like a fusion band now, because then I could just play whatever.
Yeah,
my heart
just play
desires
permanently
sort of
out of key. Just, and do it on purpose. No, that's cool. But like guitar-wise, what sort of guitars are you playing at the moment yourself?
Strats and Tellys mostly nowadays. Yeah. It was Les Pauls for a long time, but Strats. I don't
Just
know.
feel most at home.
Yeah,
on those,
well, you can kind of, you get the telly-ish type thing out of it. But Tellys I love for the jazz stuff as well. Like they're great jazz guitars as well, Tellys.
Well, you're all going to get to hear more of Aaron play. You'll hear he's got loads of different kind of styles and stuff like that. What you really need to do is hear him when he's not on camera, when he's noodling away, when he hasn't got red light fever when it's on him, because, it'll absolutely blow you away. But that will pass with time, my man, and you'll just be nailing it every single time. So that's all cool. So next thing we want to talk about is a couple of really cool guitars, one of which is definitely staying in the Peach Guitars collection. Let's grab them. Cool, so this is a guitar in our own personal collection. This is a 1962 Strat, original Fiesta Red finish that we purchased from ATB Guitars probably just over a year ago. I can't remember if you've done a video on this guitar or not yet, but it's just an absolute epic guitar. I've always been a sucker. Well, I say always. When I first started playing, and when I was first working at Peach, and good old Derek Peachy used to show me Fiesta Red Strats, and I'd think, old man's guitar, Hank Marvin, But now it's like my absolute favourite colour, maybe because I'm more of an old man now. But it was when I was talking with Mike at ATB, he said that this is probably one step away from being one of the rarest custom colour Strats, because it's actually a Fiesta Red that's been painted over at the factory over a desert sand finish. So a desert sand 62 Strat would probably be just an obscene amount of money if you could even find another one now. But it's just such a cool guitar, really light, and it's just got such a unique sound to it as well. It's early 62, so it's a slab board as well. So yeah, it's just a really, really great guitar. Really inspiring sound. I've got another 62 Strat in Sunburst, which is a veneer board, which has definitely got more of a springy kind of, I would say that's more of a Mark Knopfler one, whereas this is more like, Stevie Ray, very thick sounding guitar, whereas the other one's got kind of a little bit more chime to it. One day we'll have to do an A-B comparison of those two 62s, but yeah, it's just a really great solid guitar, and it's just, fantastic investment. A few kind of like very, very small changes, like it's been refretted and it's got like an extra spring in the back there and stuff like that, but nothing that changes the fundamental vibe or tone or anything like that of what makes it such a unique and great sounding guitar, and a killer looking guitar as well. So the guitar that Aaron's got there, you'll see, is very, very similar. So this guitar is actually sold now, but to cut a long story short, we always have a whole bunch of Masterbuilt guitars on order with Fender. And I received an email from Vincent Van Trite, who's one of the Fender custom shop master builders, and he said, "Hey John, I've got a few guitars coming up to be ready, so I can start working on them. Is there anything that you kind of want to do, finish wise, anything that you've seen that you want me to work from?" So I suggested, even though this is a 59 Strat model, to all intents and purposes, it's still an alder-bodied slab board Strat. So I sent him the photos of this guitar, and as you can see, he's done a fantastic job of the wear pattern. It's got all of that kind of stuff on the back there. So you can see it's got that. It's got all this kind of stuff here as well. And, it's definitely inspired by, it wasn't supposed to be an exact replica or anything like that, but, I said just do something inspired by, but actually he's come pretty close to nailing it spot on, really. There's a bit more wear on the back of the neck, but to be honest, that just feels so good with those really worn down finishes on the back of the neck and stuff. It's got a 5-way switch in there as well, bigger frets, flatter fingerboard. So for a player, it's just a really great example of a Strat that's just heavily inspired by a great old original guitar. So my friend's just bought this guitar from us as well, John. He's going to absolutely love that guitar. and pleased to kind of, you know, see it go out to one of our regular customers. So hopefully he'll trade it back in and I can get it back off him at some point. But there you go. And then maybe I'll keep it that time. So anyway, yeah, it's just another cool thing that I just wanted to show you. Next up, we want to talk about what we're doing with our rig for recording now. We thought it was a good chance to sort of change things up a little bit and kind of see if we can improve upon the tones, because, you know, we always want to make the sound and our videos as good as possible. So let's take a look at some of that stuff. All right, cool. So before the pedalboard police tell us off, this isn't the finished article. I don't think it will ever be a finished article with pedals, but where we are really happy is the choice of amps that we're going through right now. When Aaron first joined, we were using, I think it was a Maz 18 or another Z, which is, you know, amps that I absolutely love. They sound so good. But what we was finding is just on some of the, I guess kind of some of the more complex, like beefier kind of gain sounds, yeah, unsurprisingly, you know, the 18 watts was kind of just running out of headroom a little bit. So then we switched over to using 2-Rock, which is like, you know, absolute headroom for days. You know, Stevie Ray, the Mayer sounds, Grissom, all the classic kind of stuff sounded killer. But when we were then using, I think it was Sir Riot, or, you know, we tried a few other drive pedals. It was a great tone, but I still thought, you know what, for that, you know, authentic British sound, you know, there's no need to make any kind of compromise. Let's just find the right amp and then just get a 2-amp rig where we can go from clean, you know, and hit a button and go straight through to a great kind of classic rock sort of riff sound. And then when you're doing the, you know, the extended range or, you know, 7-string type guitars, we can re-EQ the amps a little bit more to try and get kind of a little bit more flexibility. But what we're doing with this rig, we're kind of got like 2 paths running. So what we're actually doing here, so we've got this AB box. So basically both amps don't see both sets of pedals. We've done it this way, so Aaron doesn't have to kind of do too much tap dancing. He can basically go from like a really nice, clean, compressed, delayed kind of sound all the way through to like a really screaming, ripping sound just by pressing one button. And what he needs to do just in between is just kind of prime some of those pedals. So when he does want to switch through to like a, you know, a screaming lead sound with a load of delay, while he's playing some clean stuff, he can kind of just get that ready. So there's not like any kind of super quick like tap dancing. So if we start off with the flow of the rig, we've got the AB box here. So on the blue side, that goes out into the 2-Rock, which is a studio signature, and we're using a 112 cab, which is my cab actually, with an EV speaker in it, which is just great because we want, you know, perfect clean sound. And with the combination of that great amp with loads of headroom and that really kind of clean, neutral sounding speaker, you're really going to hear the sound of the guitar really loud, really clean, and you know, really transparent as well. So, and any other adjectives I can think of. But anyway, right, so we go guitar into the AB box, and then it goes, so on this blue side is the 2-Rock. That then goes out into the Origin Cali 76, and then it goes out to the King Tone Blues Power, and then out in the Space Echo, and then straight out into the amp. So when we switch over here to the red side, that then goes into the Cornerstone Imperium, and then we've got this new UA Delverb in the effects loop of the Friedman. So I'll just explain why we're kind of doing it this way. So basically, why don't you just play clean with a little bit of compression just for now, Aaron? Yeah. Now for the more chordal stuff, I'll just turn off the Cali 76. Yep. Hold on. Right. Kind of really bringing out the warmth of the guitar, and you can really hear, you know, what you can do with just adding a few pedals in, and that's basically essentially the sound of the guitar directly into the amp, and we've got the buffer from this tuner, so it makes sure we're getting a really nice loud clear signal into that as well. So if we go to the Kali 76 again, but we'll switch on the Space Echo, which we've got set for like a slapback sound, haven't we? So let's try that, Aaron. Yeah, try it on that, like one of those in between sounds. So that gives you a nice kind of, you know, compressed, kind of clean country sort of sound and stuff, and you know, it's a really fun sound to play with. I played through the rig earlier, and it's just, yeah, really great fun to play through. So we've also got the blues power on the board. So this is to kind of give us the broken up kind of, you know, Fendery kind of clean sound, and then when you add in the Kali 76 as well, it just kind of gives it an extra little push. Let's just try the blues power on its own. Let's just try like some neck pickup. Yeah. You know, bluesy, blues rocky sort of stuff. Try that. Now with the Kali 76 on. We like having that Kali 76 on the board. It kind of just gives it a little bit more of a feel of a cranked amp without kind of adding too much kind of saturation, because you don't really need any more gain than that with the blues power, do you? Because you start losing the sound of the Strat, and unlike traditional compressors, the Kali 76 has got that studio kind of vibe to it, hasn't it? So it's not, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people love the Dynacomp sound because of what it actually does to the sound, but it's very, very much, you know, a neutral sounding compressor, isn't it? I mean, you can get it to sound super squished, but it doesn't have that very, very kind of coloured sound, does it? Like what the, you know, what the Dynacomp has. So with that blues power sound, if we want more gain then next, and we want to move into kind of a more British kind of arena with a tone, we've now got the Friedman Small Box Custom. So I'm just going to switch over to that now. No other pedals on at the moment, so this is just into the second channel of the small box. I think we've got the gain around about half, so it isn't a super high gain amp anyway. It's, you know, it's a really great sounding modded plexi. So try that, Aaron. So you hear straight away it's got that like clang to it, hasn't it? Yeah. You know, if you use a Les Paul or a Telly, it's really going to bring the sound of the you know, that bridge pickup out even more. Yeah, so if you go to like Wind Cries Mary Hendrixy sort of like sound on that neck. But like if you compare that sort of tone, if you keep the volume up on full, and then we go back to the the Two Rock now with the blues power on, even though they're both low gain sounds, it's very, very different. So this, just do the Friedman again. Yeah. Right now, this is the Two Rock and the blues power. You can hear one's very much British sound, and then we've got a really nice kind of, you know, glassy, more American sound when we have the blues power and the Two Rock going. So really kind of nice versatile tone for us there. So what we've also got is on this Friedman channel then, we've got the Cornerstone Imperium. We've got two sides basically. We've got the Gladio side set up more as a kind of just a way to push the front end a little bit harder. And then we've got the left-hand side, which is the antique side, and we've got that set more for like a squishy Eric Johnson, you know, zero kind of like, or very minimal high end. So it's got that real singing sound, even with, you know, a Strat on a bridge pickup. So what we'll do is if we start off with the right-hand side of that, just for some more generic kind of like a pure rock sort of sounds. Let's try that. So now we've got this left-hand side, which is the more creamy kind of violin sort of sound, but at the same time, I'm going to pump on this delverb, so the reverb side and the delay. So now give me some of that EJ.
Try.
No pressure. Go. So it's a lot of fun, that kind of sound. It's got you know, a lot of compression there, and you know, it's not the sort of thing we're going to use kind of all the time, because it is a thing, and the more gain that you put on top of the guitars, they start to lose a little bit of the character of the guitar. But you know, you're meant to have a bit of fun with it, aren't you? We all want to get up there and, you know, play some screaming stuff. So what I really like is this right-hand side, just with a little bit of reverb on, because you can roll the volume down on the guitar a little bit. You can have the reverb on, so it almost like kind of gets into a point of like a studio sounding rig, you know, where you've got a great Marshall tone and some boost and a little bit of reverb. So just try that, Aaron.
Yeah.
That's just great. It's just a really, really fun sound. But the whole, you know, the whole purpose of this is having this really kind of well thought out rig. I know it's a bit messy, and to be honest, we'll probably switch up some drives as we go over time, because new releases come out and stuff. But we wanted to have a few staples on there, like the Cali 76, and we're really enjoying this new UA Delverb as well. But I'll just show you, if you can do like some more of that sort of stuff, and then I'll switch back to that really nice clean. Well, there you go. So that's a pretty kind of over-the-top rundown of what we're doing right now. But I just thought you guys would like to see, because you know, I thought now is a good time to really mix things up. The 2-Rock is just so good at the clean sounds, and as you'll hear, the more videos that go out of Aaron playing, you're going to really hear the subtleties, even when you're listening on YouTube on your phone. And to be honest, like all of this stuff, when we've had everything all tested, the final watch when we've recorded something has actually been on YouTube, on our phones, because, you know, we spend all this time and then we listen to it in front of the computer monitors and we're like, oh yeah, it sounds mega. And then you listen to it on a phone and it just sounds super weedy and thin. So it still sounds awesome. You know, I watched it on the TV at home and stuff, and it sounds great through the through the monitors on that. But we just wanted to make sure, after going to all this trouble, we're changing everything all up, that, you know, when we're all, you know, doing the casual watch of our videos and stuff like that, it still sounds good on the phone as well, so or on the iPad and stuff. So yeah, so more to come. There's loads of videos in the editing process at the moment with this rig, so you'll be seeing more of that kind of stuff soon. I'll be on the channel a bit more because for one, you know, I think it's cool to just have some other players in there as well, and also just gives me a chance to actually do some playing rather than sit behind the desk and stuff. So but yeah, no, thanks for all your support as always. We really appreciate it. Keep sharing and subscribing and giving us a thumbs up and all that stuff. We really appreciate it. And yeah, just thanks once again, and we'll see you all soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.